Alright, Jim, so this is the swing you just made. This is the last swing. Again, compared to where we started today. That's the different setup. Right there. More knee flex.
I actually like the looks of this setup.
Yeah, I know. It looks much more conventional, much more normal. And then, again, like I said, you started out today, and it looked like you're kind of above the plane, and you were above that yellow line. But part of that was because the yellow line got drawn pretty low, because your hands were so low in your setup there. But the good news is, man, after not having seen it for a couple years on the video, you weren't way above it or anything. And right there, again, it's a little low in your follow-through, but still, it's a lot higher than it used to be. And then right there today, you see it's looking better.
Better, isn't it?
Yep, and then again, what I love there is the impact position, especially that impact position right after you got that better setup. Right there, that impact position on that first swing with the better setup is dead on where you started at address. And then as you went through it, kept getting more and more used to it. Again, the ball flights at first were still that way because we weren't working on the downswing plane at all. There you got a little closer. And just kept getting a little more and more closer. There you go. That's why the ball flights started getting better. They started more to the right. And this kind of drop, like you're describing, you know, this kind of loop thing you're describing in your mind is good, I think, for you. Again, you notice how that's the backswing on the yellow line, the downswing there. See how it's kind of right there, heads back toward the plane line for a lot of players. Like I showed you today with couples. Again, it's kind of marginally back toward that yellow line there. And then we know it gets back on the line as they come back into the downswing. L's, again, he gets on that line a little later like we talked about. Here's Sing. He gets on that line real early with the club head. Right there. Perry, again, kind of takes it more vertical like we're seeing. But so if there is a loop for them, it is the loop you've been trying to have the last year or so, where you feel like you're kind of taking it more up or outside on the backswing and then dropping it back toward the plane line on the downswing. Like that. Okay? And here we see you're kind of going underneath the line on the backswing more. But if you feel like you're taking it above that line, I think that's fine. But yeah, try to get that other loop where instead of going flat and then steep. But the main thing is, the only danger I think of this, I've seen some people, they get more up on the backswing, and then they get the same direction loop. Now they're above the plane on the downswing, the ball flights really get horrendous. That's what I'm saying. If you just do this for a couple weeks, we see it 2, 3, 4 weeks from now pretty quick, we should be able to arrest any overcorrections or weird corrections too. I think that'd be pretty neat.
It is private.
Yeah, sure. This is Joel Suggs. I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend and showing you your swing on the 2D equipment that I have. And so I want to take about 2 or 3 minutes to just show you around Meadowlinks. This is the studio I use in the winter for all my students. You see there's the down-the-line camera angle for our 2D equipment. And then we have the face-on camera angle also. And then what we also have here is 3D equipment to where I can show you your swing from 6 different camera angles with this 3D equipment. And we can get your swing from down to the 1/120th of a second in terms of exactly what your hips, shoulders, and hands are doing in the swing. And then also, I have the most realistic hitting curve I've ever seen from puttersedge.com. So when you hit your full shots, it feels as realistic as possible. And then I have 3 different green speeds for you to practice your putting. 9.5 on the step meter, 10.5 on the step meter, and 12.5 on the step meter. That's benefited my students tremendously. And then also I have a lot of learning aids like this Smart Stick. You can see the rest of those learning aids over here in my bag that we can work on to help you learn the certain fields in your golf swing that you and I both want. And then also I help my students a lot with their equipment through the winter. This is a frequency analyzer where we twang your club and it gives us a reading here. And then also we plot your whole set, each club on these lines to see if the set is really matched or not. Quite often they aren't, and it helps my students tremendously when they find out what clubs are the offending clubs. Then if we get tired of being indoors and we want to go outdoors and hit some, we can do that. It's my daughter. Ellie, good to see you. I haven't seen her in weeks. No wonder you've been gone, Ellie. You've been out here playing in the snow all this time. But this is our natural turf area. This is closed until April, as you can see. But it's a fantastic area where we can step outside and hit some balls and get some real ball flight. Or if we get pretty satisfied that things are looking better on the video here, we're kind of cooped up inside and want to go outside, we can step on out and hit balls and see real ball flight for about 5 or 10 or 15 minutes, however long you and I can stand the cold, out into the air, and we see them land at these different flags. I have a yardage book for this driving range. It's the first one I've ever seen in my life where we know exactly what it is for the front, back, and middle of each green. And again, the covered area here is heated, so we stay out there for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, like I said. It enables us to see some ball flight, and then we get satisfied that things are looking the way we want, and we can come back inside, take off our coat, and look again at the video equipment to see how your swing's looking, to make sure that you understand it. And then notice too, my exercise ball up top here, and then also, so I help my students a lot with their fitness through the winter, and then I will help you also with your sports psychology, with your golf psychology from the golfpsych.com people down in Texas. That's helped my students tremendously a lot over the years too. So again, I sure enjoyed meeting you down at the Cincinnati Golf Show this weekend. I look forward to seeing you again out here this summer at Meadowlinks, or even right now in the winter. I have a lot of people that work on their games with me right through the winter. Check out more information about the things I do to help you at joelsuggs.com. Take care.